How's it going, everybody? I'm the big guy. Welcome to Wrestling Made Simple. We got a great episode for you today as we get into WWE Crown Jewel season. We will be reviewing Crown Jewel 2018, but first we will be starting off with the news of the week, followed by your Smackdown and Raw reviews, then the Crown Jewel review, then we will have a WWIE. For those of you who remember my What Would Have Happened If reviews. And then we will have WWE's Drink of the Week, followed by a reading from the Book of Rules, of course. And then finally, we will have everyone's favorite, the Battle Droid of the Week. So let's get right into it with the news of the week. Apparently, WWE or AEW might not be the only landing spots for Bray Wyatt, as Tony Khan has revealed that he has not been in any negotiations with the former Universal Champion. Bray Wyatt is very popular for his Fiend character and was surprisingly released from his WWE contract very earlier this year. So, we need to find out what's going to happen there. Maybe he will turn back up at WWE, AEW, or Impact Wrestling. And speaking of Impact Wrestling, in our next story, the former Iconics have signed a deal with Impact Wrestling. A lot of people thought they were destined for AEW with Shawn Spears being there, but it turns out they are going to sign with Impact Wrestling instead. So the Iconics, Billy Kay, and Peyton Royce are now in Impact Wrestling. And also, a very special shout out in this last story is Roman Reigns has surpassed John Cena for the most sales of merchandise ever in WWE. Congratulations to him. That is a huge achievement. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I wasn't a wrestling fan at the time, but I remember seeing everyone walking around with John Cena shirts, John Cena hats, John Cena bands. John Cena was the man, the myth, the legend. So, maybe this is going to be even bigger for Roman Reigns as he goes on to become the best-selling merchandise person ever in WWE. And that is your news this week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the SmackDown review, as SmackDown kicked off with Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Sasha Banks having their contract signing for their match at Crown Jewel in a triple threat. All the women basically just got pissed off at each other. They were just saying, yeah, sign the contract just so we could get this over with. And then Bianca Belair showing a fit of strength of lifting Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch into the air for a KOD through the same table. That was awesome to see. And it's amazing that nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, we can have a women's match in Saudi Arabia. We are having a SmackDown Women's Championship match in Saudi Arabia, but that will not be the only women's match. We'll get more of that later in this review. After this, Sami Zayn versus Rey Mysterio in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. Sami Zayn would be victorious after a great match here. Sami Zayn and Rey Mysterio had some great in-ring chemistry. I really hope they use that when Dominic eventually turns on Rey Mysterio. I hope that it's more of a Rey Mysterio versus Sami Zayn feud with Dominic at the end. Like, Sami Zayn is the henchman that Rey Mysterio has to keep beating to get to the boss of Dominic. So I hope that is what happens in this feud. After this, we got Sami Zayn would win this match, by the way, and would advance to the next round of the King of the Ring. After this, we got a vignette for Hit Row's arrival on the Blue brand. Hit Row from NXT, Swerve Scott, B-Fab, all the great ones coming to WWE SmackDown. Isaiah Swerve Scott, one of my favorite competitors in NXT from his time in Lucha Underground as Killshot. So, I'm looking forward to that one. After this, we got a Queen's Crown Tournament first round match with Zelina Vega versus Toni Storm, and this match lasted a blink of an eye. It was done. Zelina Vega would pick up the win over Toni Storm, which shocked me. I thought Toni Storm would be easily going on to the next round Ever since she's come to SmackDown, she really hasn't done anything, and that kind of pisses me off. I really want her to have more of a place on the SmackDown roster than what she has right now. After this, we got Universal Champion Roman Reigns saying that he wants Paul Heyman to tell him the truth and admit that he's responsible for Brock Lesnar being a free agent. Paul Heyman denied it and said Roman Reigns will conquer the Beast at Crown Jewel. Paul then looked into the camera and told Brock that he will lose to him, and he basically said that is not a prediction, that is a spoiler. That was awesome to see because there's only been one time Paul Heyman has been wrong with his spoilers. He has only been wrong when it was Brock Lesnar beating Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. That's the only time he has ever been wrong with his spoilers. Seth Rollins then, after this, Seth Rollins came on the air and said he will hold the show hostage if Adam Pearce doesn't get Edge here tonight and he doesn't get what he wants. He then gave a picture to Adam Pearce to give to Edge, which was a photo he took from Edge's house. That is, that one stings, you know. After this, we got another Queen Crown tournament match where Carmella would face Liv Morgan in, I believe it was 1 minute, 24 seconds. Carmella would win and would advance to the next round. This was shocking to me as well. I had Liv Morgan winning this thing. I thought Liv Morgan would win and would move on to the Queen of the Ring finals. But I guess they're just saying, nah, we don't really care about her. I imagine Liv Morgan isn't long for WWE with these start and stop pushes. She's either going to be released after the Royal Rumble, in my opinion, or she is going to be the next Cesaro, where she'll spend her whole career there and she might get some tag team wins, maybe a occasional singles title of the United States or Intercontinental Championship, but we'll never get the big one. When they add because I believe a women's mid-card title is coming in WWE. After this, we got a promo from Mace from Retribution. If anyone remembers that failed stable. Mace said he is now a singles competitor and he is here to annihilate anyone on the blue brand. After this, we got Happy Corbin hosting his new segment, Happy Talk, where he interviewed Madcap Moss, and Madcap Moss jokes to Corbin, but Kevin Owens would come out to interrupt him. Owens would then attack Corbin and Madcap Moss, but they both were able to take him out. It is clear that Kevin Owens is on his way out of WWE. He has basically made that clear. He is doing the Dean Ambrose route of just jobbing to whoever they want to put him to. And it looks like no one is happier to see Kevin Owens go than Kevin Owens, in my opinion. After this, we got another backstage segment where Naomi would come out and basically yell at Sonya Deville of why she isn't in the Queen's Crown tournament. She's a 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion. Why isn't she in the tournament? And Sonya Deville would announce that you do have a match next week against me. That's right, Sonya Deville is re-entering the ring after losing a Loser Leaves WWE match last summer at SummerSlam. So, Sonya Deville will return to the ring this Friday. I'm sure she'll find a way out of it. We'll have to wait and see. But Sonya Deville apparently is back in the ring. After this, we got a King of the Ring tournament match with Finn Balor defeating Cesaro in a very good match. It was basically the last match of the evening. Finn Balor going over Cesaro, both showing respect to each other. Great, great match. And then finally, Seth Rollins came out saying he tried to call Edge to the ring, saying Edge can pick the time, the place, and the match stipulation they have. Rollins claimed Edge would be laying the fans down and will be showing his kids he is a coward if he does not accept the challenge. Edge came out and the two got into a brawl. Edge would hit a spear on Seth Rollins and accepted, but Rollins would manage to escape. He would then grab his mic and said, "Crown Jewel, you, me, hell in a cell." That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Hell in a cell at Crown Jewel. That is awesome. That makes me smile. That makes me excited. Crown Jewel, Hell in a Cell. I love it. I love it. Very good Smackdown, but there were a few problems as we could see through the Queen of the Ring tournament. It's very clear WWE doesn't care. They're just kind of using this as an experiment to see if it could work and see if they could have a women's tournament. But I really do not think WWE cares about the Queen of the Ring, whatever they're calling it, Queen's Crown tournament. It's just, I don't know. It just seems stupid that they're putting all their eggs in one basket with the King of the Ring, and Queen of the Ring just doesn't care. All right, let's go to your Raw review, ladies and gentlemen. Raw kicked off with Big E and Drew McIntyre coming face-to-face in the ring, talking about how they are going to tear the house down at Crown Jewel, and I have no doubt they will. After this, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, came out and saying they represent the head of the table, and they are here on behalf of Roman Reigns to take out any trouble that the Universal Champion may have. And Big E and Drew then said, all right, then let's have a match. And we were set for later in the main event, Drew McIntyre and Big E versus the Usos in your main event of the evening. That makes me smile. I am ready for that match. After this, we got Xavier Woods versus Ricochet in the King of the Ring tournament. A great match. Two high flyers. Ricochet, one of my favorite underused talents in WWE, and someone who, when he leaves WWE, honestly will be back bigger and better than ever, in my opinion, unless he finally gets a push for a world title. Xavier Woods would defeat Ricochet to advance to the next round of the King of the Ring. They're using this as Xavier Woods' dream. He wanted to be King of the Ring for so long. This is where he belongs. They're saying this is what he's dreamt about ever since being a little kid. So maybe that is what will be used for Xavier Woods to win this tournament. After this, we got Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali and Mansoor. They would quickly defeat Mustafa Ali and Mansoor. And after this, Mansoor and Mustafa Ali would be backstage. Mansoor would be getting interviewed. Mustafa Ali would come up and attack Mansoor and would beat the crap out of each other. And now we have a match at Crown Jewel between Mansoor and Mustafa Ali. Because, of course, you can't have a match between... You can't have a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view without a Mansoor match. For those of you who don't know, Mansoor is from Saudi Arabia. He grew up there, and whenever they've had a pay-per-view, he has won. So, that is what's happening there. After Shayna Baszler defeated Dana Brooke in a very quick Queen's Crown tournament. So, bravo to them. Shayna Baszler picks up the win. Hopefully, she's my pick to win this. I really want to see Shayna Baszler go on and win this match. That is my pick. That is my hope. So we will need to see if that actually happens. After this, we got Almost fighting Riddle in a singles match. Almost would defeat Riddle. Orton would come and make the save for Riddle and would attack AJ Styles. He would RKO AJ and they would escape with Almost sitting there very angrily. We then got Bobby Lashley saying Goldberg is a rabid dog and he is going to put him down, and there will be nothing to stop Bobby Lashley from destroying Goldberg at Crown Jewel and ending Goldberg's career. After this, we got Austin Theory's main roster debut match versus Jeff Hardy. Austin Theory would defeat Jeff Hardy in a very good match. It's clear the kid's got talent once again. He's got a lot of momentum coming from NXT, and I am excited for his potential on the main roster now. And then we got Kofi Kingston versus Jinder Mahal in a King of the Ring tournament match. It would end with Jinder Mahal going over Kofi Kingston. I could see why they did. They didn't want to cause dissension in the New Day by having them beat each other in the King of the Ring. It would have been cool to see them have a great match, and then maybe you get Kofi Kingston hugging Xavier Woods as Xavier Woods moves on to the King of the Ring tournament. But that's not what we're getting. Jinder Mahal is moving on.